Today is April 5th. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on Claves Online, brought to you by Munganess St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey. Rammer, of course, as always, I should say as usual, every Friday, you are out at Ballparks National getting ready to kick off April as youth baseball is in full swing right now.
Yep, baseball and softball event, both here and at our the other property we manage in Osage Beach, and both places are all filled up this weekend. Very exciting and very busy.
Yeah, for more information or for tournaments later on this year, folks can visit the website at
ballparksnational.com. Ballparks with an S, national.com.
Cardinals get the victory yesterday in the home opener, 8-5, and the Marlins fall to 0-8 on the year. Skip Schumacher's club just does not have a very good bullpen at all, and it seems like that's going to be something he might be struggling with for the first several weeks of the season right now.
I think their whole staff, starting pitching and bullpen, has just been ravaged with injuries, and they may be one of those teams early with no blame on Skip and his staff that, hey, our pitching's all gone south, and they could be a club that could be dealing early.
Yeah, I outside of I guess Jazz Chisholm, I don't know what moves you make or how. That seems like a team maybe with all those injuries that you say, you know what, will hold, knowing that they have a guy like Alcantara coming back for 25, knowing that they have a big acquisition returning, that maybe you just kind of, and you figure out the front office mess that you caused over the offseason too by letting go your GM.
What happens is, what you don't know till you read the market is, do they have a shortstop coming up, and somebody who needs a shortstop middle of the year, to trade for Anderson. Is there another player somebody covets, and you get a couple of near big league ready players? I mean, you just can't gauge it at this point, but there's always somebody that can use somebody by July.
One more note on the Marlins before we head over to the Cardinals. Jake Berger, the CBC kid, yesterday, 2 home runs in the first major league game that he ever played at Busch Stadium. I cannot begin to imagine how cool of a moment that was for the St. Louis kid at the home opener for his first time ever playing in that stadium to hit 2 home runs, one of which came against a guy, Lance Lynn, who he probably cheered for as a kid too.
Yeah, and did they I'd have to go back and look. Did they play together with the White Sox?
Yeah, they would have. I think they would have.
Yeah. So, all those connections and stories, it's all pretty cool. And very excited for him. You always root for local guys to do well, even if they're wearing another uniform. So I'm very happy for Jake.
My fantasy team also got 2 home runs off of with him being in our lineup yesterday too. So wins all around. And on top of that, the Cardinals get the victory in the game, showing resilience late in the game, attacking the bullpen of the Marlins and taking full advantage of many defensive mistakes that Miami was having yesterday. Luis Arraez just did not have a very good game.
No, and through the first, 5-6 innings, it was like, well, Cardinals offense kind of not so great. Fortunately, teams have been giving the Cardinals gift base runners and runs, but then they started to hit the ball hard later in the game against the aforementioned victims in the Marlins bullpen, and the offense looked like we kind of thought it was going to look by the time the last 2-3 innings rolled around.
On the opposite side of things, the Cardinals bullpen, Lance Lynn only goes 4 2/3 yesterday in the game. The Cardinals have to use 5 relievers coming in to finish the job for Lance Lynn. Matthew Liberatore goes 1 1/3, allowing 1 hit and 1 run. Palante goes 2/3 of an inning. Gallegos goes 1/3 of an inning. Jojo Romero throws an inning. Helsley throws an inning. The hit by Liberatore, the home run given up by Liberatore, the only hit the bullpen gave up all game yesterday. That's outstanding.
it made me a little nervous going to those guys while they were still behind. I'm going, is this really the best usage? And then you realize, well, you got a day off tomorrow. Let's do everything we can to win this game. And it was aggressive, but it was smart aggressive with the bullpen. And, if you're in the middle of 6 days in a row, 7 days in a row, you might not have done that. And so I thought it was good managing of the bullpen by Ollie.
And we're still getting an idea of what Ollie, what Dusty Blake think of the bullpen, I guess how they rank the bullpen, how they kind of label guys in the bullpen, because I think going into the season, I think Andrew Kittredge is going to be one of those big guns that you're going to have at the end of the game. We didn't see him yesterday. Is that because they came from behind and they were going with a different rotation because the game they were currently losing, and that's why you go Libator Palante in those moments? Or was it a left-right matchup with going with Jojo Romero in the eighth inning? I think those are things we'll see play out. Or they have confidence in way too many guys, and Kittredge's name just wasn't called yesterday.
All those are possibilities, Joe. Yeah. Yes.
No, I'm just saying, like these are the things that we're 8 games into the year. These are the things that you and I will keep an eye on, that many Cardinal fans will keep an eye on, and we'll kind of look and see how they're playing out over the next few weeks of the season. And
what their bullpen philosophy is generally. Like the first time you used Helsley, it wasn't a save situation. It didn't go well. It shouldn't matter. But over the course of time, if you go look at a guy who's a closer and you use him in a non-save situation, it seems like, this is anecdotal and I admit it, but it seems like they never do as well as when they're in that closer role, trying to get a save. And but since that first outing, Helsley's picked up some saves and looked decent. And who will be the setup guys? It looks like the lefty setup guy for sure is Romero. And then we'll see on the right side who gets that call in critical situations. Very nice to see Nolan Arenado get 3 hits yesterday after watching him struggle for so many games out in California. It has just been really, really fun to watch Mason win this season so far, hitting 350 now on the year in the early going for the season. And that was going to be the big question, was his bat. Was his bat going to be good enough to stay up here at the big league level and kind of keep Brandon Crawford at bay in that backup role? And so far that answer is yes. Mason Wynn's hitting the ball very well. And then you start to worry about Victor Scott. And as I don't think Nootbaar coming back soon will have an effect. But, if and when Carlson is ready, then I think it'll matter how Victor's swinging the bat and what his on-base percentage looks like. Yeah, right now I think if we're playing, if we're kind of mixing and matching and putting together possible scenarios here, first of all, we don't know the health of Brendan Donovan or Wilson Contreras. We probably won't find that out until tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, as far as kind of long-term for those two. But Ivan Herrera is definitely earning himself some at-bats, which means Wilson Contreras can DH. And as far as if Alec Burleson's going to continue to struggle, that kind of opens up that DH spot and lets you move more guys around, such as Nootbaar in left when he comes back and Victor Scott in center. Yeah, I think Newt plays left field right away when he comes back. So then it becomes, where does Donovan play? Does he go back to that super sub where he's playing every day, but maybe a different position every day? And then how does that affect Herrera Contreras catching DHing? Yeah, and that home run that Herrera hit yesterday was just an absolute sweet moonshot. And his interview with Jimmy the Cat Hayes after the game was good. Seems like he's got a terrific personality and kind of looks at it the right way. I'm happy for the kid. By the way, Rammer, if you're the third base coach there, if you're Pop Warner standing there at third base, are you sending Mason Wynn home on that? I'd have to go back and look at the play again. I don't know.
I'm sending him. I thought second that hit off the guy's glove, I thought that was an inside the park home run. Little conservative. I think they were only up 2 at the time after that hit, but I would have sent him all the way and let Mason Wynn get his first in the park home run. That would
have been fun.
Yeah. This weekend we will see Steven Matz on Saturday and then Kyle Gibson again on Sunday. Both guys had very good starts, their first go arounds, and one in LA and the other in San Diego. We will see Steven Matz go up against Trevor Rogers, and in the game on Sunday afternoon, it'll be Kyle Gibson against Max Meyer. So not much to really say on my end about those two. I would just like to see back-to-back quality starts out of both guys.
Yeah, you didn't get your 6 innings in either start from Lance Lynn, and I'm not picking on Lance and really more of a front office. We got these guys to get innings and save the bullpen. So far, Lance hasn't done it. And sure, not everybody's going to be they're not robots. Some days you go 6 or 7, some days you go 4 or 5. I get it, but I think it's something to keep an eye on. And if we're going to accept the front office game plan, and many of us were not happy with the totality of the pitchers acquired, that this was what we were told was the game plan. So I think it's reasonable for us to keep track of that.
Yeah. Cardinals go into the weekend hoping to send the Marlins to 0-10 on the year, and I won't jinx
One at a time.
I won't jinx them and mention something that the Cardinals have yet to do this year either. Maybe save that for Monday or Tuesday's show when we roll around to that. Until then, this has been another episode of Daily Cards Live here on Claims Online. And Rammer, we're brought to you each and every day by Munganast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri. I've had a home equity line with Royal Banks for a long time. And when you lose a furnace and a roof and a floor, all in about a 13, 14-month period, that home equity line certainly comes up big. Sometimes, though, it's by choice. If you've got a big project, springtime is house project time, call Royal Banks, 314-212-1500, and get on that home equity credit line. Royal Banks, for better service, means better banking. Member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
We will talk to you on Monday. The Phillies will be in town. That'll be a fun matchup. See Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber. And I don't know if you've seen them yet, but they revealed what their City Connect jerseys look like. Go and find MLB social media accounts to see pictures of what the Phillies City Connect jerseys will look like. Cardinals getting theirs later this year, too. At some point in the year. Rammer's shaking his head.
The whole uniform thing in the big leagues is a disaster.
I am anxiously awaiting
at every level.
I am very much waiting to see what the City Connect jerseys of the Cardinals look like before I make any kind of comments.
They'd be better off going back to the flannels from the 60s.
I'm not familiar what those are, so you'll have to
read a book.
Me. Yeah, you'll have to send me those. Hey, he's Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. This is Daily Cards Live right here on Claims Online.
Hi, everybody. I'm Peter Munganast with Munganast St. Louis Acura, here to talk to you today about some benefits of Acura's certified pre-owned program. After passing a 182-point multi-point inspection, Acura backs all of our certified pre-owned cars with a 6-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty and a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Munganast St. Louis Acura has new inventory arriving daily. Come on into Munganast St. Louis Acura today, meet our award-winning team, and find that perfect certified pre-owned Acura for you.